Are you looking for professional broadcasting on a budget? How about broadcast with colorful commentary, guest commentators, and after-race interviews? Do your league branding and social media graphics need a facelift? Custom results and series graphics looking like a fifth grader did them? Event organization taking up way too much of your time? Engage GTC TV and let us help you show the world your events. Well, here we are. Welcome to GT Champions, folks. I'm your host, Chris Ball, also known as Presidio Dog. It is time for round 4, and it's at Interlagos, and I've actually been really looking forward to this particular race. I know I say that a lot about some of the races, but this one in particular is one that I was very interested because just everything about this track, the tire wear, fuel, everything, and some of the technical parts of the track should be a fun one. So really excited for that. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. We're gonna be starting qualifying here right about 1 minute from now, and we'll get them going. Don't forget, like and subscribe so you know when folks are going live here. And don't forget, you can check out this morning's race. We were at Bathurst, and it was pretty great in the GT3 Open in iRacing. So you can go check that out. That was a lot of fun. Later this week, of course, we're going to have Midweek Madness coming up. I actually am not sure if we actually have one this Thursday or not. I think we do, but in any case, we're going to see just how excited these drivers can get racing in Midweek Madness. It's going to be a lot of fun. We got our 50th anniversary of this coming up soon, so that's going to be kind of cool. Gentlemen's GP, as always, running Tuesdays and Fridays. You can check out the details in our Discord, or you can go to the website, gtchampions.com/gents. And here is what the winner of this series, the best driver, the one with the most points, is going to get one of these winners coins. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really excited to see just how fun these drivers are going to have on this course, and then going after these winners coins. It's going to be pretty awesome. So we're going to get starting with qualifying here in just a second. So we'll let them get out on the track and start getting their outlaps, and we'll check out some of the cars and see how pretty everything looks. So again, a big shout out to all of you helping us hit our 1K subscribers about a month or so ago, and it's been going gangbusters since. So thanks to everybody for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, so let's get over to the racetrack. You're going to notice something a wee bit different in a moment. Here's our list of drivers out there. We got Hovercraft, HPR, Knudsen, Buckwild, Rosario. You'll see him on the screen as Scarface. Stig, Nav, Rip, J-Rod, Joey Cannoli, Captain Muffin, Ando, and there's actually, who else is there? There should be one more, Quan. Yeah, so Quan's going to be there. All right, let's go check it out on the track and see what's going on. You're going to notice something a little different. Wow, forgot to turn off the speakers on the old TV there. You're going to notice something a little bit different, folks. The banner or the ticker at the bottom of the screen. You're probably saying to yourself, wait a minute, Chris, I can see their fuel and I can see their tire wear. Yup. We had some comments earlier in the season, and I was gonna wait to see if maybe anybody else mentioned it. Then a few other people's mentioned it. Other people's. Here we go. Haven't even started this thing. We're already going there. We're gonna see. We're gonna be able to let you guys watch. And then you get to see just what tires these guys are on, how much fuel they have left in the cars. Should make for a little bit more excitement, letting you go, can they make it? I wonder if they're going to make it. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, Interlagos, here we go. Turn 1 and 2. That one's going to be really tight. Let's go to a chase cam so we can kind of see better. So that back there is coming out of turns 1 and 2. Full send all the way down here into this braking zone. It's going to be this left-hander, and they got to be really careful not to roll out too far out into that green stuff, or there will be a penalty waiting for them. We scream all the way down here. I know these have some corner names. I don't remember what they are. Little lift, even a break, I guess. Looks like. Keep it down, keep it tight. Now here comes the twisty bits. This is a very tricky section because a lot of it's weird camber, and the cars can get a little bit squirrely. And trying to fight them, it's really hard. Into these tight right-handers. A lot of braking zones for the drivers to get done right. And now here is tricky. Get it right, kind of get it. You can keep it all the way to pin to the floor. Onto the brakes, final corner-ish. Final sharp corner. And then up the hill. Full send all the way up this hill. There's your penalty zone right there. So if they get one, that's where they're going to take it, which is going to suck for them. Roll it all the way out here. And here you can actually cross over the pit entrance line and not get a penalty unless you're going into the pits. So that is a lap around. I should have stayed on that so you can see turn 1. Turn 1 is just, let's find someone else who's there. We go. Let's go on board with Rip, who's in the Lexus. Down, 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 and now off the track there to the right. If any of the drivers get off that track, we expect them to come on the track. Let's see, I can move the camera around. So as they go around, if they go off the track into that green stuff, at the end of that wall over here, that end of that wall, I can't see it. Okay. Well, anyway, we want them to re-enter the track there so they don't end up on top of each other coming out of turn 2. So see if they make it happen. See if they take care of business. That's what we're hoping for. So welcome and thank you for coming by. I'm not sure why my welcome button is not working, but I'm going to just type something out to say hello to everybody. So we're going to see a lot of these drivers running around on the soft tire today. I doubt highly that we will see any of that during the race. This track is entirely too abrasive. We thought Autopolis was bad, and it is. This is not any better, and the track is just a little bit more, I don't know, it's just a little bit more difficult on the tire. So Captain Muffin holds the pole. Ando and the Sector 7 team running a tribute livery for the Brazilian track, so that's pretty cool. I like it. You can see a lot of that yellow and green out here. So Ando's trying to get, he's on his out lap right now. Let's see, is anybody on a hot lap? Here we go, Knudsen is. He just finished the lap. Let's see if he tries to do another one. It's a little off there. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Let's go to Buck Wild. I think I just saw him going through there. He's on a flyer, so let's see what he can get done. He's got a little bit of help from Knudsen. Let's go on board. So he's up a little bit in the first sector. A little less fuel in the car. The softy tires are all warmed up, and he's got a little bit of a slipstream from Knudsen in front of him, which is going to help him. And you'll see these guys just revving this thing out, just wringing this car's neck during qualifying because they don't care how much fuel they use. They're going to use all the fuel they can to get this thing go as quick as possible. Should be a little bit different during the race. So there we go. Through these twisty bits. One more right-hander, then a couple of easy lefts. Here's one of them. And then the last one is a little bit tighter. He's definitely going to be on the brakes. Got to slow it down. Grab that apex curb. There you go. Oh, he's going to get a great run following behind Knudsen there. Currently, he's running in third. Nav has the pole position right now. Look at that. Buck is going to follow Knudsen all the way through. Oh, he's going to pit. Oh, he was doing so good. I guess he figures he's close enough to the front. Let's try to make another run at this thing. All right, Captain Muffin on an outlap now, heading up to start his first one. Ando is finishing up a lap, so let's just see where he is. He was about 3/10 behind. Let's see, he wants to try to see if he can get something up on the board a little bit better. Here we go, and boom, right to the pole with a whopping 5/100ths to spare. So Ando throws it out there. Nav, who's on his outlap now, is going to have to do a little something about that. Got the... Nav has really actually been coming into his own here and really proven to be a really fast race driver. Buck Wild as well. Knudsen getting himself all situated after kind of a not so great lap. There's Hovercraft from Sector 7. The Stig is also a Sector 7 driver. Why are all these... Oh, hold on a second. Well, I do have the nicknames. Okay, that's weird. There is the Stig. Let's see what he's doing here. He's on a flyer. Let's see if he can get a good lap time. Can he beat 7th? And he gets a little bit better time, but not enough to make any changes. And there is Mr. Jones, J-Rod, the RWB team captain, and he is about to set a time here. Let's see, can he get any better than that 9th place? Oh wait, you know, he's on his outlap. What am I talking about? There he goes. We'll catch back up with him. There's HPR. HPR has been in this lobby every single race. So has Nav, so has Muffin, so has Quan, so has, I think Rip's been there too. Hovercraft's been there. But we've had a few ins and outies. Any insies and outies? I don't even think that's a thing. Oh, that might be a penalty for Hovercraft. That was a little bit too far out there. I think maybe he survived it. Yeah, he's good. So yeah, we've had, remember, the bottom 3 will drop out. So right now we have 13 drivers on the track, which means, what does that mean, folks? It means that there are 2 drivers that did not show up. So they will be demoted right back down into lobby 2 where they came from, or perhaps they were there, a couple races ago. So whoever comes in last place here will go and end up back at back in lobby 2, and we're gonna get we'll get 3 new guys next week. Nav is gonna come across our 123. Not good enough yet. He's got to get something done if he wants to get that pole, but we'll see how he does. Wow, look at this. We have 45 seconds left. Captain Muffin sitting in 3rd. Buck is in 4th. Just comes across a couple tenths shy of his best lap time. Everybody's out. This is it. This is all you have left. Nobody is going to get another shot at a qualifying lap. So let's just check in with... here we go. Captain Muffin sitting up in 3rd position on an outlap. If he can get across the line, which he will get 1 more lap. The problem is look, he filled up his tank on the last one, so he's going to have to do this the hard way. Here we go. Here comes Ando. This is his last lap. Let's see what he gets. He sets he does not set a faster time. And I gotta scroll through till I can get to here. The Stig is coming through. Let's see what the Stig does. Can the Stig get better than 8th position? He does not. Nav is coming across the line. Oh, that's Rosario in front of him. He's gonna come across no better, and no better for Nav either. Here comes everybody. Here comes Hovercraft. He does not do better. What about Knudsen and Mr. Jones? Anybody? Yep, looks like a couple people got a few better laps in there. And but nothing up near the top 5 or 6. So let's see, is anybody else still out there? There is right there. Here comes Kwan Sudud. He's going to stay in 11th. So I think the only person that gets that extra lap is this guy right here, Captain Muffin. Let's see what he's got to work with here. Looking like he's gonna get. He does. Oh, wow! Look at that. He gets it done by just 4/100ths of a second to snag the pole away from Ando. Oh, the Australians, the dueling that they do. This is awesome. I love it. All right, let's see. We must have somebody sitting in the pit, so we're waiting on the 3-minute marker as everyone drives around. Yep. Buckwild's in the pit, so we'll have to wait until that timer expires. But there is your pole sitter. P2 starting right next to him in the tribute livery for the race today is Ando from Sector 7. Second row is going to be an RWB crew of Nav and Buckwild. So nice. Oops, wrong button. There we go, Chris. You know how to do this. You've been doing it long enough. Come on. All right, so there we go. Captain Muffin has the pole, gets the bonus points. Nice. Way to go. So him and Ando on the front row, 2 Australians, 2 Americans right behind them on the second row, Nav and Buckwild. Then we're going to have Knudsen and Hovercraft in row 3, HPR and Rosario in row 4, and we're going to have the Stig and Mr. Jones on row 5. Row 6, we're going to have ourselves Quan and Obi-Wan Kenobi. I always love that. And Let It Rip. That will be the last of them. So let me make sure I snag a photo of those. All right, got that. All right, folks. We're going to give them 1 minute to breathe and grab whatever it is they need to drink. Grab a swig, if you will. So, this is awesome. So we're going to see a pretty good start here. Turn 1, hopefully everybody holds it together. It's a little different here where I can't really get on there and tell everybody what they need to do, but there is that if they do go off in turn 1 where we told them we really need you to stay off the path, enter at the bottom of the hill, and stay to the right out of the racing line so we don't have any accidents. So we'll see how it goes. All right, let's get ourselves a couple of starting soons. And Ando, He's like, arg. Yeah. That's going to be awesome. All right, so this is the last starting soon, and we're going to get this race underway. Let's go, people. Let's have ourselves a race, because this is going to be fun. These guys, man, they just, the amount of pace that you can see these drivers pull off in these cars is a lot of fun. All right, let's get all the stuff up on the screen. All right, so you're going to see Captain Muffin and Ando starting up front. You're going to see Nav and Buck Wild starting behind them. And what we're going to see is we're going to go back here a bit. Let's start from back here. Nope, I don't like it. We're going to start from here. Let's just hope nothing happens. Everyone gets a pretty good start. All right, here we go. Into turn one. Is anybody going to start diving in? Let's see. How does it look through the mid-pack? That's what I like to see. Nobody wants to. Oop, 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 oop. A little bit of. Wow. That was all kinds of crazy back there. People really pushing. Meanwhile, Captain Muffin gets away clean with already a second over Ando. And you can see medium tires since they're all in there up front. So they've chosen the. I don't think we're going to see anybody on the soft tire. There's Rosario and the rest. Oops, somebody's making a move right there. Hovercraft on Joey Cannoli. Way outside on the track. Can he keep it together? Pay attention, folks. It is hard to get some good camera angles on this track. You might miss a few things here and there because it just gets tight. Look at that. Joey Cannoli, HPR battling for that 8th spot. And HPR is going to take it away right there at the start. Joey Cannoli is going to roll back into 9th. There's the Stig, Knudsen, Rip, and Quan. So all of the drivers are on. Is that what I think it is? Quan. I think Quan forgot to change tires before the race started. He is on the soft tire, and he's at the back of the field. Not going to get much out of those tires. That's going to change some things around. But he's still there with everybody else. So into lap 2 we go. No red flags, thank goodness. That's what I love about these guys up here, keeping it nice and clean. We have a lot of cars. This camera is not being friendly. There we go. Tell you what would be nice is to have static cameras I could just set up on the track and go to those when I want to see them. I try to get some good fun camera angles there, so yeah, boys, we will see some good racing there, Nigel, for sure. These guys know how to get it done, that's for sure. I need to pop my my chat out so I can see you guys better. For some reason, it's eluding me. There we go. We're gonna put this right over here where I can keep track of it. All right, start time to spread things out. The top 4, pretty much the same. I think Rosario and HPR gained a spot. Actually, I don't think that's actually the case. Hovercraft, Joey Cannoli, the Stig. Everyone kind of keeping it together back there. Mr. Jones. Uh-oh, what happened to J-Rod? He is way back there. He must have gone off the track. I mean, it's light damage, so I don't see any damage on the car. I wonder if we see any scrapes anywhere, like maybe he hit something. Just check. Oh, look. That right front fender is all scratched up. Something happened to him. He's going to hate that. But hey, the Tire Whisperer can climb back from this. All right, there we go. Fun camera angles to mess with. I like messing with that. I like giving you guys something to like see all the cars as they go flying by. Captain Muffin, 1.5 seconds in that GTR. Ando also in the GTR. So the two Australians, 1 and 2 on the track. Two Americans, P3 and P4. And then here comes one more. And then we got the Malaysian driver, HPR. Hovercraft, Obi-Wan, the Stig. Ooh, somebody was going for a move there. Ooh, that was close. That was tight racing. I like that livery, Sector 7. Nice job. Looks good. All right, we're going to check out right here. There we go. Let's watch this battle with HPR and Hovercraft. That's for P6, and right behind them is another battle for P8. Or 9, right around there. I think I see a battle back there. It looks like Quan is trying to make some moves on Let It Rip there for 11th spot. We'll watch as they come flying down the finish straight here and see just how does he manage this car into the turn. Is he going to make a move? He's a little bit too far back. Get the drone action. Oh, nope. Nope. That was grass. That was grass. And look, he's doing exactly what we asked him to do. Enter the track down there. Smart. Thank you for that, Mr. Quan. That's what I like to see. All right, now J-Rod has something to chase. Little carrot on a stick up there. So let's get back up here to this battle for 6th. I think HPR and Hovercraft are probably going to catch Mr. Rosario there, or Scarface, as he's also known. I love the sound of those cars when they're off throttle like that. That throaty, popping sound is awesome. You know, I don't know anything about the engines of these cars. I've never even thought to look. I would assume they're V6 or V8. I'm guessing they're probably 8s, but I don't know. Nigel's watching. I know he probably knows what they run in these cars. I probably should know that stuff, right? You think? All right, what's Hovercraft going to do? Let's keep an eye on this. He's in the slipstream. HPR going defensive to try to keep him out there. Moves over to the middle of the track. Trying to cut back. Not much going to happen there. He's just going to have to follow him around again, but he's going to get to save a little fuel as this GTR rolls behind this Lexus. Yeah, HPR trying to break the toe. He's like, I'm not going to let you save no gas. Ooh, yeah, this is getting spicy right here. Let's go. I'm looking at the map up there, and I really don't see a lot going on except maybe a P2, like Ando and Nav are coming together. Let's check that out really quick. I'll keep an eye on that. Yeah, Nav is right there putting some pressure on. There's HPR having some pressure too. Oh my goodness. What to watch? What to watch? This battle for P2. This looks like it could be pretty good. Nav is right there with Ando, keeping the pressure on. HPR gained a little time there in that last sector. So he's got a little bit of breathing room. We're going to just check over here really quick. Yep, they're still duking it out. Come on, camera change. So much action happening right now. Nav just all over the tailpipe of Ando's GTR. Everyone on those medium tires except for one driver, which was clearly not planned. I can't imagine it was planned. Nando still a decent gap there, a little over half a second from Nav, so we'll see if he can keep that car rolling a little bit better for him. Those tires underneath him. Sitting there in fourth is Buck Wild in the catbird seat if anything should happen to those two. And now HPR and Rosario and Hovercraft are all kind of getting a little closer together. So Rosario only 1.3 seconds from this 6th place battle behind him. So Rosario comfortably sitting in a top 5 spot right now. Just ran his fastest lap of the race, Mr. HPR did. Let's see, he did a 132. Rosario did a 125, 125.3, 125.9. So about 6/10 faster HPR did that last lap. So looks like we might be catching up to people here. Sector 7 having quite a bit of fun in this series this time around, that's for sure. RWB guys having just as much fun. I think the Sector 7 guys and the RWB guys have been practicing like crazy. I'm feeling, it feels like there's a team championship going on here. There isn't one, but it feels like they certainly are like preparing and racing as if there was one. And there's some pretty great prizes up for grabs in this one. Let's see, how's Rosario doing in this 6th place battle? All right, looking okay. I'm just checking on something here as far as the championship goes. So Hovercraft is currently the points leader in this championship, but not by a lot. Only by 2 points over this guy right here. So RWB's Nav is in 2nd place to Hovercraft, who's currently running in 7th, chasing HPR down. By 2 points. If they were to finish right now on the track, Nav would be the new points leader. Who's running 3rd in the championship points? I'll tell you. That's this guy, Ando, who's currently running in 2nd. He is running in 3rd with 123 points. So he is only 3 points behind the car behind him, who is only 2 points behind 1st place. So these guys have a lot to lose by not finishing this race well. 5th place belongs to this guy right here, HPR. And him and Buck Wilds and Captain Muffin separated by 2 points. So HPR, he's got 5 points, and it looks like Rosario's going to get this penalty as he comes up the hill. Whoa, HPR almost loses it right there. But HPR and Hovercraft are probably going to get right past Rosario as he hits that penalty line. And there goes one, and here goes the other. And up into the top 5 goes HPR and Hovercraft. Right behind him, and Rosario's going to have to put it all back together again to get in front of these two. So this guy, 117 points going into this round, okay? Captain Muffin, who's leading the race, is coming in at 115 points. Tied with Captain Muffin, or Captain Muffin and Buck Wild are tied at 115 points, 2 points behind HPR. Currently, the two people tied with HPR for that 5th place, are tied to beat HPR, are ahead of HPR on the track. So there is a lot to unpack with these guys. So it should be a lot of fun. Hello, Malik. Yes, Nav is doing pretty good, running in 3rd. He's been keeping very close tabs. I don't think he's ever been under a second behind Ando. Except at the very start of the race. And now here he is trying to make some moves. Doesn't quite get away as Ando. He's getting a little bit caught here. Now getting a little bit better exit through there. I don't foresee Nav trying to make a move at the end of the straight here. on, camera. Jeez. Nav really, really pushing this car. So you can see now, folks, you get to see the tire and fuel wear just to see what are these drivers really dealing with. Typically, we've had those covered up. A lot of the time we did that was just in some of the longer endurance races to keep the drivers from getting any special info on what what's the word I'm looking for? The tactics is not. I can't think of the word right now. I'm at a loss for it. Strategy. Oh my gosh. Anyway, so. But in this particular series, it's a short race, and everyone pretty much knows what everybody's racing on. I mean, no one's going to start the race on the hard tire. No one was going to start the race on the softs, except someone did. So these guys are just going to try to figure things out. All right, Buck Wild sitting in fourth, about 4 to 5 seconds either side of him. So he's just like, okay, all right, I can do this. He's ahead of HPR. By a couple of spots, which is great for him because that gives him an opportunity to gain some points there. Rosario, wait a minute. Whoa. Hovercraft and HPR are way in. What happened? Did we miss something? We missed an accident. It has to be. Rosario's all alone, 3.5 seconds. And Joey Cannoli's up to 6th, Knudsen in 7th, Stig in 8th, and there's Hovercraft in 9th, and HPR all the way back to 11th. Let's look at his car. He must have some damage. Did he hit something? I don't see any scratches on the car. I don't see. I wonder what happened. Oh, we missed it. We, meaning me. Thank you for the help, Malik. Oh, wow, that just changed the entire everything for HPR. Wow, okay. Interesting. All right, well, up front is this guy, Captain Muffin, 3.6 seconds up the road. He's going to head up to the start-finish line now to finish 12 laps as we are in about 17 minutes into the race, so just a quarter of the way through. And Captain Muffin is your race leader. Ando is leading Nav across start-finish line now in second. Nav in third, of course. He's right behind him. That's how racing works. Buck Wild sitting there in fourth. He doesn't really have anybody to bug him. He just gets to play his strategy out and whatever way he wants. So there's Buck Wild in fourth. Rosario in P5. I really am shocked at. I have a feeling that later in the race we might, or when the race is over, I might be seeing a stewarding report or incident report on something that happened there, somewhere around lap 11. Joey Cannoli all the way up into 6th of the results, so that's good for him. That's some good points. Knudsen up to 7th. Joey Cannoli currently running 8th in the championship. Knudsen is, well, he's quite a ways back because he hasn't been in some of the races. And Hovercraft there in 8th with his teammate, the Stig, right behind him. Oh, that really changes the makeup of things, doesn't it? HPR's gained a spot back over Let It Rip, so he's up into 10th. There is this Let It Rip in 11th. J-Rod back in 12th. And we have our first pit stop. It looks like RWB's Nav is going to take the first spot. Now, it is my understanding, if I remember things right, Buck Wild's going to follow him in. This is really a long pit lane. And then it's even slower as you're coming out. So, new tires for the man here. Off he goes. No fuel, just tires. Buck Wild, he's going to drop into his box. Tires, he's going to get any fuel? Probably not. There he goes. The Stig will bring that beautiful Sector 7 livery in, and so will Hovercraft, one of them. There we go. There's the Stig. So all the medium tire runners are playing out their strategies. Tires, no fuel, everyone. All tires, no gas, so to speak. What does the leader do? He's well ahead, him and Ando. And now Rosario stays out. I'm going to be interested to see, are these guys going to try to one-stop this? Joey Cannoli getting harassed by Knudsen now. Knudsen, I want to get to this camera. This one's always fun to be on sometimes. Always sometimes. All right. P1 and 2 came in. I wonder if Rosario's following them with them. Is Joey Cannoli and Knudsen, are they going to go in too? Let's see. Joey Cannoli says, nope, I'm going to stay out here. Knudsen says, fine, I'll roll with you. Meanwhile, Captain Muffin into his box, new tires. Ando into his box, new tires. Off they go, and new race leader, Mr. Rosario, also known as Scarface, your current race leader. Owes a pit stop, of course. So off the medium tires went the leaders. They're probably going to get back on. Everyone's going to do a 2-stop on these mediums. That's what I see. We're 20 minutes in, and we only got 2 more of these 20-minuters. So, wow, Captain Muffin. What happened to Captain Muffin? Oh, he pit. That's right. Look at, he was so far ahead, he pit and came back out still ahead of those guys. So, Captain Muffin getting it done. Currently in 3rd and 4th, Knudsen, who did get around Joey Cannoli eventually. You know, I've known Joey for a long time, and Joey Cannoli would like to say that he doesn't, you know, these guys are just too fast for him. But Joey Cannoli's pretty freaking fast, people. Like, he's very humble about it. And he's in this weird bubble where he's not as fast as, like, the 5 or 6 guys that are leading the lobby, right? But he's not as slow as the guys that are in the top of division or lobby 2. So he's like in this weird, he's kind of like a tween. Right? He's in between. So anyway, Joey Cannoli is heading to his pit box. Rosario stays out again. Interesting. I wonder if he's trying to one-stop this. I don't think that's going to work too well for him. Joey Cannoli, let's get a little look-see at the RWB livery as he comes in and gets his new tires put on. Brand new medium tires. And he's going to go ahead and get a little gas while he's at it. All right. Captain Muffin, 2 seconds or so behind the current race leader. The current race leader does owe a pit stop, so we'll see. I'm telling you, these guys really pay attention to these pit strategies and getting their strats just right. They want to see what is the fastest way around the track. What is the best tire? What lasts the longest? How long is a pit stop? What's the delta? What's the difference between pitting an extra time in the race as opposed to staying on older tires? They really do go through all of that calculation and figuring that stuff all out. I promise you, these guys up at the top are doing that every race. All right, Mr. Rosario is about to run out of tire. He should probably pit now, but I guess he doesn't want to, and that's okay. Captain Muffin, who's currently in 2nd, holds the fastest lap, so he's going to get that bonus point. And, all right, hold on 1 second. Get a notification that something might be wrong. Let me know if this is sounding okay, folks. If you hear everything. There's a little strange comment. Anyway, not comment from you, somewhere else. Anyway, Captain Muffin's currently sitting on max points once Rosario gets out of the way. And Captain Muffin's just going to make that happen. He's not going to wait around. So Captain Muffin, who does have the pole position, bonus point of 2. And he's at the front of the pack now. And he has the fastest lap. So somebody might want to steal those 2 points away from him. Because he's currently running in 6th position, tied with Buck Wild. And he's going to want to get up there. And so the other drivers need to do a little something about that. All right. Ando and Nav still pretty much nose to tail on the track. Nav still keeping that 1 second barrier between them. And this might be by design. Perhaps he's trying to keep out of that dirty air, let those tires last a little bit longer. Maybe have just enough turbulent air to help him with some fuel saving. I don't know. Back there in 5th is Buck Wild, just chilling in that top 5. And he'll be top 4 as soon as Rosario pits, if he ever does. HPR finally into his pit box with some pretty worn out tires. Well, he's not even in his pit box yet. He just hit the pits. So we'll see him in a second. Knudsen sitting in 6th, and Hovercraft and Mr. Jones in turn 1, really close to each other. That was pretty scary, actually. Look at that Hovercraft really trying to keep Mr. Jones out of that slipstream. The draft can be really helpful here. There's a lot of long, fast sections of this track to work with. There's Joey Canoli back into 10th position. I really don't know what happened with those guys earlier on. HPR coming out of the pits now. He's done his pit stop, I think. Let's see, Quan. I think Quan already pit. Rip already pit. Let's see, did anybody not pit? Oh, J-Rod has not hit the pits yet. So we'll see him hit the pits at some point during this race. I think he might try to one-stop this thing, guys, because everybody knows you talk to J-Rod. He's like the tire whisperer. Ando's pretty dang good at it, too. And he might be just trying to make this thing work on a one-stop. He's getting a lot of pressure from the Stig, and the Stig is going to make his way around him right now as those tires are probably wearing out. Come on, camera. Let it rip back in 11th. 12th is Quan and HPR at the back of the pack right now. I'm not sure whatever happened to him earlier on in the race between him and Hovercraft, but Hovercraft's dropped all the way back to 7th. Ando is in 2nd place, not far from Captain Muffin now, only 1.7 seconds. Nav just a second and a half behind Ando, which is the furthest back I've seen him from Ando for a minute. Mr. Rosario still out there on those terrible tires. He should pit this time around because I think that'll get him about halfway through, but he is just understeering like crazy, and I'm sure those tires are hot and they're just going to get even more slippery, even slipperier, more slippier. There he goes into his pit box. All right. Why do I say in his pit box? He's not there yet. It's going to take him a while. Buck Wild comes across now. He's back into 4th where he belongs. Rosario was still quite a ways away from Knudsen, but that's going to all go away now as he hits his pit box. Oh, and look here. Hovercraft and the Stig. Hovercraft and the Stig. Are they battling for that 6th position? 2 different cars, one of them in the Lexus, the other in the GTR. Curious to see how this plays out for him. Out of pit lane comes Rosario onto the track, and he'll come out in 9th position. There is Joey Canoli in 8th, Rosario in 9th. So Rosario, he didn't quite make it to the halfway mark. Still had a minute and a half. That's another whole lap. If he's one-stopping this, that is, well, that's just going to be scary. But he might be able to pull out a top 4, top 5 if this strategy works. I'm very interested to see how that goes. Where is Mr. Jones? He's done his pit stop. He's on his outlap now as well. So we'll see how does this play out for him. Remember, last place gets demoted. It's the last 3 positions, but we only have 13 people on the track out of 15. So P15 and 14 will all automatically be demoted down because they didn't finish. And whoever comes in 13 currently, that is Mr. Jones, but it won't be because he's on a different strat. HPR, a slightly different strat. We have to see how this works out. We gotta see how this works out. Yeah, Ando's gotten a little bit more space to nav than he's had for most of the race. So that should feel nice and comfortable. You can see back there coming around that other corner is Buck Wild. So he's a couple corners back behind these guys, but he'll get there. And you can see way off in the distance there, that's how far away Knudsen is. He is all the way back here, like 3 corners away. So Buck Wild's got this pretty well sorted out, it would seem. So let's see, where's Captain Muffin? Captain Muffin he is near to catching Mr. Jones from the front. Granted, in another 9 minutes, which I don't think he'll catch J-Rod in that time. In another 9 minutes, he'll be pitting to put on his last set of medium tires and throw some fuel in that. Boy, get it going. I'm curious, like, the fuel situation with Ando and Captain Muffin. Remember, Ando and Nav, they both pit and just no gas. And I think Captain Muffin did the same, but I feel like if we look, Captain Muffin's got a little less fuel, nearly an eighth of a tank less fuel than the boys behind him. So he is going to have to take more fuel. If there's any fuel that needs to be taken, he'll have to take more than the boys behind him. So that should be interesting. Ando, been around GT champions for a long, long time. Good friends with many of the RWB guys. Good friends with people all over the planet as he races. Nav has been pretty new. I think he showed up about 2 World Cups ago. Or no, I think it was actually the BMW Cup we did before the last World Cup. And yeah, he's proven to be a pretty stout racer. Out of Northern California, my old stomping grounds. We almost got to meet up once. I really wanted to try to meet that guy, but I am going to be back out there in a few weeks, and I'm going to try to see if I can put that together. That'll be a lot of fun. I got to go out to the Sacramento area and do a project for work. It'll be happening in the next couple of weeks. I'll see if I can meet up with any of my Northern California friends. No, I'm not going to Sweden, Knudsen, Knudsen, so don't even ask. All right, Hovercraft up into 6th. I don't know what happened between him and HPR. They were battling for that 5th spot, somewhere right around in there. And then we find him way in the back for some reason. Joey Cannoli. I'm telling you, he is a lot better driver than he gives himself credit for. And the Stig is pretty new. I don't know him that well. He seems to be having a pretty good race so far. And Mr. Rosario, he's been around a few times here and there. I think he mentioned to me that this might be his last series that he does in Gran Turismo. as he along with other folks are moving to iRacing. That's one of the reasons that we're doing those events too. But we shan't give up on our GT7 roots. We have been running events since Gran Turismo Sport here at GT Champions, and we have no intentions of stopping. None whatsoever. In fact, I know that our World Cup designers are hard at work right now trying to find all the right setups for the next World Cup. So hopefully, before this season's over, we'll be able to announce some dates on that. But we haven't even gotten to that far, people. We have not even talked about dates yet. I think they're still just trying to figure out how to get all of this to work with all the changes that Polyphony Digital did to the game in the last update. So I think they're resorting out all of that. Ooh, HPR all the way back in 12th. He's going to have to pit again. J-Rod, who's right behind him, is going to get that spot easily back. And, yeah, I think HPR might be... Oh, no, Kwan's going to have to pit again. I think HPR will probably... Oh, it's going to be close between these two guys. Well, we'll see how it goes. Meanwhile, up here, all on his own for a couple of seconds at least, Captain Muffin. Finishing lap 25. We are 36 minutes into this race. Not too much time left to go, just 24 minutes. We're going to see this driver pit in the next 3 laps. We'll see the same thing with Ando and the same thing with Nav and Buckwild. They're all going to pit with about 20-ish minutes. It could be 19 minutes, could be 21 minutes. Somewhere right around there to get a new set of tires, get whatever fuel they need to get, and get on with the race. So not a lot of battles kind of on the track. There's a couple of groupings here and there, like this one here. Joey Cannoli and the Stig. Is that an Iron Man helmet? Kind of looks like an Iron Man helmet on Joey's head. I wonder if I can see it if I look this way. It sure enough is. That is definitely an Iron Man helmet. So Joey Cannoli, looking at this 7th place, let's watch this little tussle, if you will. Hold the phone. We're going to talk about this one. J-Rod has gotten around HPR up into 12th and not with the pit. So HPR is really struggling on this track. Now, he mentioned in some of the Discord chatter that he was going to fall back to the other lobby probably. But you know what? I never count this guy out. He somehow manages to get things done. And J-Rod, he has definitely managed to keep the tires on that car really working well. All right, let's see, where was the Joey Cannoli battle here with the Stig? It's less of a battle now. It's more of a, I don't know, an acquaintance on the track together. Got a few people bouncing in and out of the lobby. I hate that we can't lock them out like that, but it is what it is. Rosario, 2.8 seconds back from these two. I wonder if he's going to be able to catch a hold of him. He does have newer tires because he stayed out longer. Oh, income leaders, there we go. A little early, actually, so that'll be interesting. Captain Muffin stayed out. Ando, Ando and Nav, they decide they're going to pit together. This should be interesting. And look at the difference in fuel, about 6 liters
of fuel difference between Ando and Nav, and so they are going to fill up and get some fuel. Buck Wild comes in. Oh, everyone's coming in. It is that time. So Ando's coming out. Nav. Ooh, and Nav taking a little bit more fuel. 4 additional liters. He's going to be a lot further back from Ando. That is for sure. Joey Cannoli is just coming down through turn 1 right now. Ando, 30 seconds from the race leader. Race leader still has to pit. Nav now, 5 seconds from Ando. I hope that, well, we're going to see just how that fuel situation turns out. Joey Cannoli in 4th now as drivers have pitted. When Joey Cannoli pits, which he will have to do at some point, Mr. Rosario, who presumably has enough fuel to make the race, will get that 4th spot. Captain Muffin into the pits now. We're going to see just how far away he can get. We're going to see that Ando's got on the outlap. He's going to have those fresher tires for that 1 lap. Is it going to be enough? Captain Muffin into his pit box. New tires. He's going to get some mediums thrown on there. He's going to get a little bit of a fuel. Ando is coming down the pit straight now, crossing the start-finish line. Where's Captain Muffin? He's rolling out of his pit box. Oh, this is going to be close. We can see this car right there. There's, oh, I think Ando did it. It's going to be close. You can see there's Captain Muffin back there coming out of pit lane. Ando makes the pass work. But did he do it at the risk of not having enough fuel? Because he did take a little less fuel than Nav and Captain Muffin. So either Ando got it just right or just wrong. And we're going to see how that plays out. Ooh, that was close. That was pretty spicy. I kind of like that. All right, and then we see right here, Hovercraft. He is on the back of Knudsen now for that 6th spot. They just got their service done about a lap ago, I guess. So this is their first hot lap on those tires. Somebody's pulling out of pit lane now, I see. So check on who that is in a minute, because this looks like it could be fun. Seems to me like these drivers really like the Group 2 cars. I keep saying Group 2. I don't know if they're considered Group 2 or GT2. I mean, they don't seem like they would be GT2, or they would sound like Group cars would be better appropriately named for them, but what do I know? I'm just an announcer. I don't know how to drive race cars. I just sit here on my big fat butt telling everybody how great it looks. Ando sitting in first, 1.8 seconds he got over Captain Muffin. Ando won his last race. Where did how far away did he finish? I know he finished in first on the last race. I'm sure of it, and I'm just going to double check that. At round 3, it was Ando. Yep, it was. He finished in first place. Hovercraft finished in 2nd, and Nav finished in 3rd. Captain Muffin finished 5th in that race. So, yeah, interesting. Captain Muffin still holds the fastest lap of the race. Nav, though, is also purple, so it'll be interesting to see who is really going to get this done. Now the cars have a lighter fuel load on them. That bonus point's up for grabs for whoever can get these tires just where they need to be, get the lap put together just right. So we'll see. 1, 2, 3 right there on the track. And Captain Muffin still holds the fastest lap. Rosario in 4th. He's probably going to lose that spot to Buck Wild, who's going to be on the fresher tires at some point. But he may actually have made the one-stop work to get a top 5. I'm thinking maybe he knew he wasn't going to be able to beat some of these guys, so might as well just figure out where can I get the most points. That'll be good. He finished 6th last race. So, and I think he single stopped that one too. guys are really taking those curbs liberally, and it seems that the digital stewards have nothing to say about it. All right, the Stig in 8th, Joey Canoli in 9th. Everybody's on their last hurrah. 15 and a half minutes left in the race, and we're going to see just who can make this last. J-Rod, who is also running a single-stop race, is sitting in 10th. And everybody has already done their final pit stops, I believe. I'm just going to double check. Yep. So J-Rod's not going to be able to get any additional positions out of it. Hopefully he can just hold on to that 10th or even the 11th if Quan catches him. What he doesn't want to do is trade spots with HPR, who is currently running last, but not by too much, only by a second and a half. So HPR does have a chance. The battle for last is alive and kicking. There is Quan in 11th. He's about three or four seconds ahead of these two. So yeah, nobody can be resting on their laurels right now. They've got some racing to do. Although Let It Rip was there. Oh, I think he's going to have to pit again. I really don't know if he's got the fuel to make. This will be sorry. This will be interesting to see how this plays out, because I don't know if he's got the fuel to make it. Certainly not the tires. I think he's just going through the motions right now. Ando, in the last couple of laps, has gained about 1/10 over Captain Muffin. Not anything of significance. So there's still a very real opportunity for Captain Muffin to steal a race here. And RWB's nav is, I think, content to sit this one on the podium, which is just fine. That would be 2 podiums in a row for the guy, so not too bad. Maybe he's going to try to get one of these fast laps and maybe get some extra points. Buck Wild has now caught up to Mr. Rosario. We kind of knew this was coming. With Rosario running a single stop race, his tires are going to be much older. They'll be older and wiser, but not very... Way out there, marbles. Be careful with that, Buck. Oh, he's trying to get a cut back. He is everywhere trying to get around Rosario. You got time, Buster. You got time. There's still plenty of minutes in the race to get around him. I could probably make that happen right here. He's in the slipstream. Rosario is probably not going to defend. He knows he's on a different strategy. Here he goes into the inside. Late on the brakes, Buck Wild really hammers those brakes down. And that will be that. So back up to 4th goes Mr. Buck Wild. That's okay. Hang it in there, man. You guys are just really having a good race. Knudsen in 6th. Hovercraft 7th after what would have been nearly an opportunity for a top 5 spot. That is going to elude him unless something happens elsewhere on the track. The Stig still about 2 seconds over Joey Canoli, so that battle was short-lived, but we'll see just how the fuel and tire situation fares for these guys. Folks, I hope you're enjoying the broadcast. Sometimes I talk a lot. I know. I get it. But it's sort of my job. If you like like the broadcast, please, by all means, hit that share button out to your socials, hit the like button. Don't forget that bell thing, the little bell that lets you know when we go live. J-Rod sitting in the top 10, but look at this, Quan is catching him. And that's okay, those are still good points. And that's what's fun about this summer, the summer test series is there's still a championship for drivers to win that coveted coin, which looks like I will likely be having to send that thing to Australia. Sounds fun. But what's really nice is that it gives us a chance to try out different things. For example, the promotion and demotion system. Uh-oh. I think HPR has realized that his hopes of getting into that top 12 have been dashed. Or something happened. So we'll just let him be there. And we'll keep an eye up here. Okay. Some time now has been gained by Captain Muffin. I think 9.5 minutes. He's probably thinking, I need to do something about this. And don't forget to stick around, folks. We're going to interview Ando, Captain Muffin, and Nav, presumably, and talk with them about the race. Should be fun. Interesting scenarios there. Buck Wild still sitting in fourth. He's already put 3 seconds to Mr. Rosario there. I think Mr. Rosario may end up with a 6th position because Knudsen just 3 seconds back, doing 124s and 25s, and we're seeing 26s and 27s, so a few seconds a lap. So I would guess that probably in the next 2 laps-ish, we're going to see Mr. Knudsen back there in P6. This is what he looks like for him. That's his carrot on his stick up there. He sees a top 5 shot, and he is going to try to take that. So he's going to head on down here and try to make that work. The Stig is 12 seconds back, so the only thing Knudsen has to worry about is catching this car and getting 1 more point. Knudsen's close. Knudsen's real close. Let's check up front here. Look at that. Captain Muffin now has closed that gap down to a 2nd. Ando does have the fastest lap of the race at a 124.1. Captain Muffin had a 124.2 a few laps ago. And what's interesting is now he might have, and we're going to see if when they come across this sector marker here in a couple more corners, he's going to have a little bit of slipstream from Ando and might be just enough to get that faster time in. I'm curious to see how this is going to play out. Okay, here comes our sector marker right here. Let's see, is he up or down? Is he purple? No, he's off by just. So he's got to make something happen here. Ando's trying to steal some critical extra points. Ando's running in 3rd. He's running about 8 points ahead of Captain Muffin in the championship. So this is good for Ando. Ando still has Hovercraft and Nav ahead of him in the points, but after this race is over, Ando should have surpassed Nav and likely will have passed Hovercraft to be the new points leader. So we'll see. Yeah, he's definitely going to pass Hovercraft. Nav, a different story with only 3 points separating them. I could do a little math because I'm able to. Let's just see something here. Ando finishes in first, presumably. And let's just say he gets to keep that fastest lap. The pole position is going to go to Captain Muffin because, you know, he got the pole position, right? And Nav is going to be running in third. That would put the championship with Ando. As it stands on the track right now, Ando would be the new points leader. Nav would be second. And Captain Muffin would be third. That is the way it would be looking thus far. I don't know where Hovercraft fits in there because I'm not trying to do that scoring at the moment. But anyway, that's what it would be looking like. So that would be pretty exciting to see a little shake-up up here at the front. Now, something could happen. Captain Muffin could try to get some space or get some spot on the track that maybe he can't fit that car into. And just maybe something happens between these two and Nav gets to be, you know, the lucky dog, so to speak, out of all of that.
It'll be interesting to see how this plays out.
There's actually something going on right here too. Knudsen has gotten around Mr. Rosario as we figured he did, and he's still up ahead of him, but it's not as much as it used to be. So maybe Knudsen had a little bit of an issue with his with one of his laps. So that will be interesting to see how that plays out. Rosario sitting in sixth. The Stig has got his teammate Hovercraft right behind him. This is for P7 with 4 minutes. What is this here? Hold on. Oh, that's Ando. Okay. So there's that battle. And then there is this battle-ish thing sort of still going on. And then we got these two. And we're going to keep an eye on this one. A little team battle between a Lexus and GTR, between Stig and Hovercraft, with 3 minutes and 8 seconds left to go. And these two are battling it out. And Joey Canoli is just 2.5 seconds away from these two. About 2 more laps for these guys to try to get anything done. Joey Canoli is probably thinking to himself, I got to race all these guys again next week? It's the price you pay for being fast. Here we go, the Stig trying to hold off Hovercraft, but it looks like these team orders are not going to be any kind of a thing between these two. The Stig says you can have it. He says you can have it. Interesting. All right, let me check up front here. About 2 laps left to go for these guys. And, oh, this is very interesting indeed. I'm just checking the fuel. Oops, wrong direction. The fuel light's on and flashing. These guys have decent tires, but their fuel is just about perfect. They're going to be going as fast can go. And Ando is definitely making this car just move along. Captain Muffin, 0.8 seconds. There will be 1 more lap to go. Does Captain Muffin have the little bit more fuel? He does have a little bit more fuel. Remember, Ando short-fueled what looked like he short-fueled a little bit and got himself around Captain Muffin. But did he leave himself enough for 1 more lap? We'll see. Nav's sitting about the same as Captain Muffin is on fuel. So we're going to find out if Ando got it right. Buck Wild, solid 4th position. Nothing to worry about there. Knudsen sitting in 5th. 6th for Rosario. 7 and 8 for Hovercraft and the Stig. Joey Canoli in 9th. Juan comes across in 10th. J-Rod 11th, right next to door. Let It Rip in 12th. And HPR has parked the car for the remainder of the race. and we're into the last lap. This is it. This is all that there is. If Captain Muffin wants any part of those points in front of him, he's gonna have to make it work now. About 30 more seconds for some of the other drivers to come across the line, so we'll try to make sure to catch them as they come across. Captain Muffin is really trying. He's trying everything he can. I don't want to miss what's going on with these two. We do have drivers that are going to be going across and probably getting one more lap, but these two, this is all there is. This is the battle for the top spot today. Look at them go. All right, all the drivers, except for the ones ahead of these two, have crossed the line and have one more to go. We're going to watch this battle to the end. There's a couple of drivers up ahead of them that are battling. If I look, they are all separated by very little. But here comes Ando. He's going to do it. He's going to get the win. Oh, look at that. That was a good fought battle, Captain Muffin. But Ando was going to run out of fuel at the line, it looks like. P1 for Ando, P2 for Captain Muffin, and Nav is going to come home with another podium finish in P3. Congratulations there. That was pretty awesome. But there's Ando, your race winner, comes across, and he gets the big win. That's pretty awesome. Buck Wild is coming across now, out of fuel, and I don't even see a line there. I think he's going to run out of gas right at the line. There he goes, and he gets fourth place. Knudsen gets what he needs to do, and he pulls home a top 5 finish. Not too bad. Now, 6th, 7th, 8th. That has not been decided yet because there's very little fuel in any of these cars. One little sputter. There's Hovercraft Stig and Joey Cannoli. 6th, 7th, and 8th. Nice job, guys. Nice job. Here comes Rosario. The one stopper gets him 9th place. And Quan is going to come home with that 10th place. Rip is in 11th. Mr. Jones in 12th. But the man of the hour is right there with the Cougar. Ando takes the victory. Wow. That was pretty good, guys. That was pretty freaking great. That was a fun race to watch. All right, so here are our official race results here. Minus any instances of, incident reports, which I imagine there's going to be one somewhere because I feel like what happened to some of those drivers. But Ando and Captain Muffin, Australian 1 and 2. And then we've got the Americans coming home in 3rd and 4th. So they finished pretty much how they started, the top 4 did. Knudsen comes home in 5th. Hovercraft, Stig, and Joey Cannoli round out your top 8. Then we have Mr. Rosario, Quan, Rip, and Mr. Jones. Those are all the way up to 12th, and they will all be able to participate in Lobby 1 next week when we go to... where are we going next week? I still have to go back and look and see where we're going. I think it's Watkins Glen. That's right, Watkins Glen. So, sorry, I got 2 different events going on, and I keep forgetting who's going where. So, HPR will be demoted down for the first time out of Lobby 1 coming up next week. So, there you go. All right, I'm going to save my replay really quick because it's something that we do. Let me go find these drivers, and let's have a chat with them, shall we? Hang on, folks, and I'll be right back to you, okay? All right, folks, I'm going to make sure you can hear me, and it looks like you can, so that's good. I'm going to bring in a couple of the guys here and just do a quick we lost Ando there. We do have Nav here, and we'll talk to him in just a second and give these guys a chance to come on back in here. Hopefully Captain Muffin can make it, but for now we're going to start with our guy Nav. First, I need to make sure we can actually hear you guys. Let me make sure I have that audio working. I think I do hear you.
Hey Chris, I can only hear you on my
laptop.
Wow,
it's very quiet. All right, let me bump you guys up a little bit so people can hear you. All right, Nav, you there?
Yes, sir.
All right, there he is. Hey, man, that seemed like a really fun race until about the end when you realized you had nothing for those two guys in front of you. Wow,
Yeah.
They were on a whole nother level today. But how'd your race go, man? You have a good time?
It was fun. I was able to catch up to Ando. I saw him get a little wide here and there, and so I was able to just kind of stay on his tail and not push incredibly hard. And then we ended up catching Rosario, and he got right by him, and then I got stuck, and that's pretty much when he got away, and there was no getting him back.
Yeah. Well, there was a lot of stuff that went on in this race, a lot of different strategies playing out. Everybody but one started on the medium tires. Someone, I think by accident, started on the soft tires, and that probably did not work out too good for them. In fact, I'm telling you, it didn't. Wow. But
for sure.
And something happened. I'll have to check on that later. I'm sure I might see a report on it. I didn't see it, but at some point, Hovercraft and HPR, who were battling with each other, somehow ended up all the way at the back of the field. So I don't know what happened between them. Don't know if you guys heard anything.
Not on my end, no.
Someone's not happy.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Yep, someone won't be happy.
The principal's office will be busy this week. Yeah.
Well, Nav, you did it. That's another podium for you. Let's see, what does that make for you? I'm just gonna quickly check. I think it's been a lot of podiums for you. Let's see.
I think 3.
You've won a race. You got a P4, and then 2 podiums in a row in P3. So not too shabby. Unfortunately, it's not going to have you leading the points right now because Mr. Ando just took that away from you. And I am so sorry to say that to you right now. But I put in the points for the top 5 guys just to see what it was going to do. And I was like, oh, wow, that really changed. So
I thought about going into the pits and throwing on softs, but I didn't know if I had enough time between me and Buck Wild to make it back out. And I know he was going to want to push for a podium. So I was just like, oh, whatever.
Well, you did it, man. So be awesome. Well, maybe you'll have a little bit better luck at Watkins Glen next week. That's going to be a fun track to be at. So
here's open.
And hey, in a couple of weeks, guess who's going to be in your neck of the woods? So you and I got to get together, man. It'll be fun.
All right, let's do it. I'm down.
Anyway, any shout outs before we head to Mr. Second Place?
Yeah, big shout out to Buck Wild. Him and I busted our butts all week long. I'm trying to figure out what we can do to try to outsmart Ando and Captain Muffin. Obviously, that did not work out. However, we got the rest of the field handled, so I'm happy with that one. And then friends and family, thank you for helping out with all the gear and everything to make it to where I can race.
Awesome. Well, congratulations, man. That's pretty great. Good job.
Thank you.
All right. So, Captain Muffin, it looked like it was your race to win. And then during that pit stop, somebody behind you said, I'm going to take a few liters less fuel than you and get that little spot back. And boy, it seemed like once that dirty air was in front of you, it was a little harder to keep up with Ando for a little while. Would you say, or was it something? Did I miss anything?
Oh, it was just Ando was flying that last end. He must have descended into the red mist, and I was pushing as hard as I can. And I was making little drips and drabs throughout the track there, but yeah, no, keeping that gap pretty consistent up until probably like the last 5 minutes. It actually was pretty well around the 1.5 second mark. Nah, Blay, if it didn't have bad luck, I have no luck at all. Oh, I had a shocker there.
Well, I was looking at the way the points were shaking out. I was like, look at that, Captain Muffin. He had that one disconnect at the beginning of the season. I was like, okay, well, he's gonna get, he'll get some stuff back here. And wow, I really thought you had the win in the bag there. But I started noticing towards the end of the first stint, and of course, after he got past you on the pit stop, I was like, Ando had a little extra oomph today that I hadn't seen from him in a bit, and it was really fun to watch. The two you I call you guys Titans because you guys are just so fast, and if I guess fast is the wrong word, just consistent, right? I guess is the word. Like you're consistently outpacing everybody. It's pretty awesome. But congrats, man. That second place is nothing to to shake your head at. That's going to move you, if I got the points right, to third place in the championship, just 11 points behind Ando. So there's still 2 more rounds. Anything can happen.
Yeah, unfortunately though, Fuji and Interlagos will be good tracks. Everything else is a bogey, so it's only going to be downhill from here.
Like you said, if you didn't have bad luck, right?
Absolutely.
Oh man. Well, any more shout outs before we move up and talk to the man of the hour?
Cheers to all you guys GT champions for putting on the championship again. Good fun here, racing these Group 2 cars around a variety of awesome circuits. Nice work to Nav and Ando getting on the podium there as well. Solid effort from those two once again. And cheers to the boys at CPM Motorsports for giving me a sensational car to be able to perform well.
There you go. Awesome. Congratulations again, buddy. All right. So let's see. Ando. Gonna... I love you, man.
Oh, was that for me because I'm an 80s child? Was that intentional?
Hey, us old guys got to stick together, man.
Yeah, okay.
Here, how's this better? There you go. All right. So, Ando, you made it work out. I wasn't sure you were following Captain Muffin around in that dirty air for the longest time, and I wasn't sure. I was like, is he saving enough fuel? And I feel like you were. And then I tell you, I got really excited on that outlap of yours. Because when you came down turn 1 and 2, we looked back on the camera. We could see that GTR of Captain Muffin still trumbling down pit lane, trying to get out to the track. I was like, he's done it. He got past him. It was pretty awesome. That was a good move.
Yeah, it was a gamble, and luckily I got some clear air on my in-lap and my out-lap, and I nailed them both, and it just worked out perfectly. And I saw on the first pit stop when Muffin went in and I went in on the same lap, I saw how much fuel I had on him, so I projected that forward and said, you know what, that could give me, if I could just stay within a couple of seconds of him, I might be able to jump him here. So yeah, I took the risk with the undercut, and it all came together for me. So very, 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 very lucky, to be honest. But also first, I just wanted to, before I go on, say sorry to Muffin for that last lap. Very, very scruffy from my point. I wasn't trying to balk you, mate, but it must have felt like I was. So I wouldn't hold it against you if you wanted to put in a report on that, because that was pretty bad driving from me. But yeah, sorry about that.
No report necessary, mate. That was just defensive driving. If I was in your position, mate, I'll be doing something pretty similar. And yeah, I balked myself there. Third to last corner, getting a bit of wheel spin. If I could have just held a little bit less throttle and slipstream you up to the bloody finish line. But yeah, I got a bit too greedy myself, mate. No report needed.
Oh, see, now
Yeah,
I wish
I
I'd have
appreciate
seen
that.
whatever that was, because
Well, I was just trying to cover off the apexes and maintain that 8 or 9 tenths of a second gap I had after the turn 1 and 2, which Muffin was getting me on every bloody lap. I don't know how. I don't know what I was. Actually, I think I worked it out. I was braking too early for turn 1. And then in the final stint, I fixed that, and I was able to do those consistent 24s, low 24s in the final stint, because I had the bit between my teeth, guys, and I said, I'm not going to let Muffin into my slip, because I knew if I let him into my slip, it might be game over. So I really was going for it, and I was full tilt, I guess. We say it without the L in Australia, but I was going full tilt. And
yes, we are.
And I didn't care about my time. they were a little bit scruffy at the end of the race, and that's why I had that scruffy final lap. I think they were a bit over temped at the front, and I was just trying to cover off apexes because I knew Muffin would he'd have a go. I knew he wasn't going to die wondering. He would have had a go if he could have, but I managed to cover off the apexes, although very clumsily, and got the result.
You say clumsily, and most of us watching the race are like, I wish I could drive like that. Like we are all very clumsy compared to you guys. That is for
well,
sure.
I let him ride onto my tail. You know, he was in position to win the race, and if you have a look, my last lap was a 26 point something. You know, whereas I'd been doing 24s and low 25s up until then. So, you know, I had a clumsy few corners, and Muffin was right there, ready to pounce. But yeah, lucky me. I just got lucky today, I think.
Right. Well, that's awesome. Well, congratulations again, man. And hey, you can go back now and you can watch the race, and you'll notice a little something different at the bottom of the screen. I won't tell you what it is, but you'll notice something a little different when you go to watch the race. So
I'll do that.
Took some advice from a few people, you included, on presenting the race to the folks, and I think it
good
turned
on
out
you.
pretty good. So
Yeah. Okay.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks,
Cool,
guys. Again, congratulations to all three of you. Well done, and we'll get those points out as soon as we can, and get you guys sorted. You're gonna be sticking around the lobby. Only one person's leaving today, and that was HPR, just with a sad event happening somewhere. We'll figure out what that is. But thanks, guys. Appreciate you coming and hanging out with me, and we'll let you run off and talk to your mates. All right.
Thanks, Chris. Can I just say thank you to you guys once again? Thanks to the podium getters and my teammates once again doing a great job in practice. And sorry to take up the airtime, but a shout out to my son Josh. It's his 16th birthday today.
Hey, let's go.
He's gonna get his which I'm really scared. I've been excited about.
Hey, listen, Ando, I just did that with my son back in April, and he actually is probably the best driver I've ever seen for a 16-year-old. I mean, he is. You just gotta hope that they were listening, you know, and us as dads, you know, sometimes we can be a little bit hard to be in a car with, teaching you how to drive.
Well, I was a driving instructor. That was my COVID job.
Oh no, that's
when,
right.
When my other job fell over for a couple of years, so I think I'll be right with teaching him the ways. But it never goes smoothly, does it? Teaching your own child compared to a stranger.
We're gonna find out.
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, thanks, guys. You guys take care of yourselves.
If I'm not here next week, you know what? You'll know why.
I'll know. There you go.
I'll be in traction somewhere in the hospital.
That's funny. All right, you take it easy, guys.
Thanks, guys.
All right, folks. That was the boys. Wow, what a great race that was. Really glad to see all of the work that went into the drivers and just they're preparing for each of these events. It's a lot of fun to watch. So as they spend their time, Ando now sits at the top of the list as the driver headed towards receiving only the second competition coin that has been given. Only one has been given out so far. Nope, I take that back. There's two. Actually, only one. Now that I think about it. So Ando's on his way. Captain Muffin's on his way. Now these guys are still duking it out. So we just got to give them the chance to do what they got to do and see if they can make it all work and get to those coins. Don't forget, you can go back and check out the Bathurst race. That was round 6 this morning, earlier in the day anyway, depending on where you were. And you can check it out. It was a pretty good race, man. Oh, that was a lot of fun. They'll be at Le Mans next week, so that should be a lot of fun. Appreciate all of you for being here. Don't forget, you GT7 folks, Midweek Madness is still a thing here at GT Champions, and so is the Gentleman's GP. So make sure you get to know us, get to our Discord, follow us on our socials, so that you can figure out how things are going to play out for you in your driving time. So big shout out to everybody for hanging out with us. Appreciate all of you being here. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share this out. We would appreciate it very much. Take care of yourself, folks, and we'll talk to you next time. Are you looking for professional broadcasting on a budget? How about broadcast with colorful commentary, guest commentators, and after-race interviews? Do your league branding and social media graphics need a facelift? Custom results and series graphics looking like a 5th grader did them? Event organization taking up way too much of your time? Engage GTC TV and let us help you show the world your events.